There we go.
Nobody there.
I don't think we. Just remember, it's the one thing that doesn't make sense that we don't do. All right, we're coming back into regular session. At this point in time, I'd like to make a motion that the village council authorize Justin Hagan with full confidence to negotiate a final contract with a counter offer. So for fire and EMS services. So what I want to express is that that motion should give him full authority to negotiate and to sign the contract for the village of Cleves.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Babel. Is there a second?
I will, second.
Second by Ms. Meister. Is there any further discussion? No discussion? Penny, please call the roll.
Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Meyer,
Yes.
Ms. Meister,
Yes.
Mr. Babel,
Yay.
Ms. Bolton.
Yay.
Motion passes 5-0. Okay, so now we'll move on to our committee reports. Ms. Bolton, if you would give us a report on finance.
Well, let me find it. It's buried. I'm not gonna mention the things we've already adopted tonight. A discussion was had about, when the, second new waterworks employee would officially start. And that was when Tom actually was leaving. There was some discussion about replacing Daniel with a part-time maintenance worker who would predominantly work during the days and mostly over at the park. Justin was asked to be sure that there was a nice job description and pay rate established to be consistent with the rest of our maintenance jobs. Website contract, field drag purchase. There was talk about a Connex box that the park would also purchase as a place to store that field drag.
We did. That'll be delivered Friday.
The finance committee supported that purchase. And Ted, that we also, it was mentioned that the TRCA8 donation of $2,500 to the parks would go towards repaying that advance at some point. So there's a clear direction to that donation to the park. And that's it. Everything else we've already discussed.
Jerry, I know you weren't here for that one. Do you want Ted to do that or?
I'm referring it back to Justin. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Put in the spot. Captain Bonner from the Miami Township Fire Department was present. He went over stats for the month, nothing out of the ordinary. They conducted one fire prevention pre-plan for us. The firefighters now have CPR instructors. So I know we've been trying to coordinate something with Great Oaks to do a hybrid. That's still an option when they get back to us. Or at this point, we could schedule something with Miami Township. Actually, Captain Yanko sent me an email today and I haven't even had a chance to open it. The only notable incident from the police department was 101 Bassett. There was some police activity early in the morning. It was a search warrant that was being served subsequent to a shooting. That's really just an ongoing nuisance property. And it's something that we're going to address immediately once we get the local authority off the ground. I've already spoke with Sergeant Carney and we have a game plan to kind of attack that on all fronts. I finally got a hold of Nick Crow. At the time, we hadn't been able to get in touch with Nick Crosby from Helms County. We've now done that and we're moving that forward. There's another issue on Pontius Avenue that we need to consider citing. One of the first ones to address the BZA, and we really need to mitigate that sooner than later.
Is this an address that they have prior problems at?
A handful of prior problems, both
Okay.
like criminal activity,
I know where you're talking.
health and safety. I mean, discharging solid waste into the stormwater, you name it, it's happening. And then we talked about the speed signs and the data on the reports. Still playing around with the reports. We got what I thought was going to be a really great report to show like our peak times. Somehow the dates changed and it showed like a, anyway, moving forward, we got it locked in where we can like target time of day, day of week, when our speeding's occurring.
Okay.
We talked about the fire contract and the implications if their levy fails. The Bright Streets has responded out. They changed the timer at the intersection of Miami and State, right here by PNC Bank. That now has a 2-second delay, so hopefully that'll eliminate some wrecks that have occurred there. Today, Bright Streets was supposed to have responded out. I didn't get a chance to circle back to our service director, but they were due to be out this morning and finally replaced 2 street lights on US 50, both at Cooper and here at State, with a new LED, which is much brighter, which should increase the lighting. So that's all for safety committee.
Thank you.
Mr. Burns.
Parks and Rec have a meeting due to the rescheduling, based on our calendar needs. Next meeting will be,
Monday.
March 17th, 5:15. We'll accept, operational reports and focus on considerations of what we may do to mitigate concerns about the skate park and plan for its future. And I'm just asking if we had heard anything from the events agreement.
We have not heard anything on the event spring. We did get the park passes in. They are 2025 passes. Daniel has all that arranged. Our schedule's now live on the website. We have an X account, which I'll get you to log in. I was really just creating a kind of an Andy's request so we can update weather, but I'll give it to you as a manager of that. That's all I have on parks.
And that meeting is at 5:15, correct?
5:15, March 17th.
Gary is not here tonight. The only thing left we have to do before we do that, our next council meeting will be on April 9th at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion made by Ms. Meister. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mr. Babel. Any discussion? No dissent? Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Burns, Ms. Meyer,
Yes.
Ms. Meister,
Yes.
Mr. Babel,
Yay.
Ms. Bolton.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
10:30.
Good luck. Thank you, sir.